club right now. I'm Mary Morris. This is Martin Morrow.
Martin Morrow, hi.
And he's agreed to do the 5 questions with us. Number 1, what's the last thing you ate?
I had a bacon and chicken ranch sandwich from Subway with cheesecake raspberry cookie and a limerita mixed with lemonade and raspberry tea.
Beatles or the Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones. Beatles, some of their songs are great, but there's just too much infighting. With the Rolling Stones, it's the Rolling Stones. They do drugs together, and Ruby Tuesday is a great song, and they made a restaurant out of it. So,
when you were a little kid, growing up in Birmingham, Alabama, what did you want to be when you grew up?
a director, a movie director.
Yeah. What inspired you to want to be a director?
All the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, of course. Although 3 is the worst, but 1 and 2 are pretty excellent.
What's the worst thing you've ever worn in public?
The stuff that I would say was bad then, people like hipsters are wearing now, like, oh, this is trendy. Like, no, I used to get beat up for that. The like giant Rockaware shirts. My mom would always buy me shirts large. She was like, you'll grow into it. Like, I just looked like I was dying of cancer all the time. So I'd have these giant shirts.
Some people call it heroin chic.
Heroin chic? I like
Swimming in your clothes and addictions. If you had to live without one of the 5 senses, which one would you be like, all right?
I would take out smell.
Really?
Yeah, because
you live in Chicago and there's homeless people at every turn.
Yeah, you don't have to smell all the bad stuff. You know what's funny though? When I was a little kid, because I was an only child, I used to like walk around my house with my eyes closed in the dark to see if I ever was blind, if I could handle it.
Right.
My mom was like, yeah, stop doing that. Sometimes I would also walk with just my hands to see if I could, like, if I didn't have any legs.
Now, you're part of a weekly show called Comedians You Should Know. When did that start in your life?
Well, I was living with one of the producers, Danny Callis, near the tail end of 2011. I started doing really well in open mics and shows and stuff like that.
Hitting a stride of sorts.
Hitting a stride, yeah. And I created this character, Farty Marty.
Who is Farty Marty? What part of your subconscious does Farty Marty grow out of?
Farty, well, me and Danny actually came up with Farty Marty. We had like all these DVDs of comedy, and one was like, here's your 90s comedians. At the beginning of it, they had like this trailer for like, the top urban comedians in 1992 coming at you. And there was all like the catchphrases and like shuck it, I could go quack quack and hamburger. Organically, Farty Marty was born from that. So it was Farty Marty go toot toot. I did this podcast with James Fritz and Adam Burke called You Could Be Dead. As Farty Marty though, where the whole back history of him.
You breathed life into Farty Marty.
Yeah, and I think that's been having this whole story of how he has like kids and how Eddie Murphy gave him he has a specific jacket he wears that Eddie Murphy gave him.
Red leather zippers, I'm listening.
It's like a maroon leather jacket. He just pulls towels out all the time and says his catchphrase. All his jokes are about farts or having sex. And
I would hope so. Yeah. With a name like that.
So I did the showcase a few more times. Then in December, I got asked along with Jeff Steinbrenner and Ricky Gonzalez if we would like to be the sort of help out with the show, like the interns of sorts, or just So sometimes we see people, sometimes we get to host, and sometimes we get to showcase, and this week I get to close out, which I'm really excited about.
Yes, this week Martin is going to be No, you're hosting, right?
No, closing.
Headlining.
Yeah, headlining. I don't like that. I don't like to say that. Closing the show. No.
Closing the show. You're gonna buy tickets. You're gonna go see Comedians You Should Know every Wednesday. You're gonna go tomorrow and you're gonna see Martin and you're gonna love it.
Add me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at Martin and Morrow if you'd like as well.
There you go. Thank you so much for being on the Peter and Mary Show.
Thank you for having me.
Stay great.